Okay. Just making sure I got everything in place here. Okay. Okay, so hi everyone. I'm Isaac. I'm a price action trader following Al Brooks, and I am posting this as my personal journal of the S&P 500 futures. I'm looking for feedback from people who are more knowledgeable than me. I'm not trying to teach anyone. I'm just uh, I'm just recording mostly for myself and to get feedback and to also track my own progress. So I will get started in just a minute here. I also want to let you know that I um, I usually give this disclaimer at the beginning of each review is to read the risk disclosure for trading futures at the CBOE website. Trading futures comes with a potential for infinite gain, but also infinite loss. It's very risky, and please do not trade with funds that you cannot afford to completely lose. And furthermore, again, I am following the great MD Al Brooks, who's now a day trader. I'm not the teacher here. Um, I'm just looking for feedback, and I'm also giving myself feedback as I talk. Okay, let's look at the... Okay, we can look at the monthly chart. Yep. I'll look at this bullish move up. It goes down. Buyers below here. Naturally, after a move like this, buyers below there. Two dojis. Maybe it'll go up more. I don't know. Could also go a little bit sideways. Looks like the monthly bar is just trying to reach some highs here. Weekly. Big down, big up. Kind of a V shape and just trudges upward. Would I call this a small pullback bull trend? Yeah, I think so. So it just continues upward. May eventually go sideways. Sellers did a good job here. They touched the EMA. And when's the last time they touched the EMA? Like down here? Anyways. Well, naturally after that long, touching the EMA, 20 period EMA would have buyers there. So gets bought, carried back up, going a little sideways here. Maybe it can go up a little more. Maybe it can just try to reach this high here. What is this? Ending October 31st. That high there. Maybe it'll try to reach there. What is even the high there? Let's look at the data box. Oops. So for the month of October, the high was 7,014 and 3/4. All right, cool. Daily ETH. So that's including the after hours bars. So obviously a lot cleaner than the RTH. Trading range. There's that V shape again. Big down, big up. Channel. Down, up. down, up. Yeah, it looks like it's just gonna go sideways. Maybe, uh, maybe it wants to do a wedge with this high, and then make another high, and then go up and maybe test these highs over here. Possibly. We'll see about that. The bears are gonna wanna, the sellers are gonna wanna slow down that progress as much as possible. Look here on this daily bar here. They couldn't close above this bar here. See this red one? And I remember when I saw this playing out, the institutional traders were fighting over it in the last 30 minutes of the day. And the sellers won that. So this closed within this bar. And that got me concerned for the buyers. And again, I say buyers and sellers as opposed to bears and bulls. I try not to say bears and bulls, only because I sometimes say bears when I mean bulls, or bulls when I mean bears. And I don't like making that mistake, even though it's just, just in the spur of the moment. It's just like a slip up with words. But buy and sell, buyers and sellers, I don't mix that up. So that's why I prefer to say buyers and sellers. Okay. And daily RTH. So this does not include the after hours bars. It is only 8:30 to 3:15 Chicago hours. And hence you see all these gaps, gap up, gap down. Okay. I thought buyers had a good case here when they kept this gap open. You see with this bar here. I thought sellers damaged the buyer's case when this bar failed to close completely above this bar. It closed within this bar. It closed under, I think even under the high, even under the close. I'd have to check that again. But definitely it closed within this bar. Which made me surprised today that we got this bar. But it happened. And again, maybe it's because of the gap up. See this gap here? Closed down here, but then opened up here. Again, with the Venezuela situation, I think that's what it was. Okay. And looking at today, this is today, and this is yesterday. Now, I'm not currently subscribed to the Al Brooks daily webinars. Sometimes I do subscribe, but for the most part, I'm not subscribed because I'm busy doing my second run through of the Brooks video course. So just don't want to get so overwhelmed, although I do still check in on the trading room chat in the Al Brooks Discord group. And I did skim through there today, and I saw Rose had a target based on yesterday's trading range. So a measured move based on yesterday's trading range, and we reached the target. It was that. So I measured it too. And turns out it would have been from this low here, yesterday's bar 78, to yesterday's high. And we reached it. Somebody also said something about a measured move based off of the 15-minute ETH, but I could not make sense of it. So I don't really know what to say about that. And actually, before I forget, oh, this is after hours. Let's just go a little over this way. Okay, let's just crunch this together and see how it looks. Yep, downtrend, downtrend, downtrend. I got to look at that diagram of the market cycle again. Yeah, downtrend, trading range, goes down, pull back down, then it comes back up. But this is including after hours, so not including, so it's not just the RTH. So this looks like it's turning more into a trading range. I didn't see any specific targets or levels that we could try to reach. I mean, maybe try to reach these highs. I don't know. We never reached there. Came back here, down here, test this high here before going back up. Yeah, so there we have it. First 15-minute bar of the day was this one. And big up, big down, but it was a pullback and went up again. Okay, now for the 5-minute RTH. So we did reach that target. So that's good. So going with measuring based off of yesterday's high and the high of 2 days ago, or 2 trading days ago. Let's see there. Because that's where the low of 78 was. That's where the low of this trading range was. And yeah, that makes sense. More conservative target. I mean, I don't know if it makes sense to measure based off of these lows here. Right. This was the trading range here. Okay. We started today off went up sideways for like 3 bars, and then low of bar 3. We didn't know it at the time. Turned out to be the low of the day. Went up. And was there a measured move target? Let me just check. Let me just check that real quick. Maybe from the low of 3 to the close of 4. Yeah, it was just barely a measured move there. Although I don't know if that's appropriate. I mean, I think you got to include 2 bars breaking above the range, like first breakout plus the confirmation. And I don't even know if I'd call this a range anyways, but anyways. Maybe it was this. Still hard to tell. Well, it turned, after the open, breakout out of the open, then it, we get, would I call this barbed wire? Possibly. Here. I would get out of longs anyways after seeing this. regardless if we reached a measured move target or not. I mean, I noticed this was the first time since this move that we went below a bar, and of course at that point you can expect buyers below. That it didn't go much higher after that, and then it went below that that low. So that I think damages the buyer's case anyways. Then we start going down. We get 3 bear bars, 3 sell bars here, with 3 bars with the red bodies, and then a pullback. And after this pullback, when you see this go down, then you know there's a sell move. I think, was there 74? Did the sellers want like a 20-point swing or something? 74, let's just say 75, 65. Oops. Okay, yeah, pause. What about 60? Okay. You know, oddly enough, I think that was almost a 25-point swing for sellers. But they didn't tag. Was it 75 or was it 74 and 3/4? So it should be 54, 50 and 3/4. Okay. Okay. 50, 74. Oh no, 49 and 3/4. So we didn't even get there. Anyways, if it was a 20-point swing, then yeah, we got it around here. And tested this area that we broke out of. Now this could be a stop order buy. You could say, okay, big up, big down with a higher low. But after this steep move down, I would take a second entry. And I think there was a second entry. Look at this. So I went up, tried to test the yesterday's high, down, went sideways a little bit, came back down to test this area here, and came back up. And then a doji. Sellers try to come back down, but they're having trouble. And that for me is a tip off that we're probably going to go further up. And so this could be an okay stop order buy. Didn't trigger on the next bar, but the bar after. And yeah, it continued to go up, up, and up. And again, it did hit that target that Rose pointed out for us right there, based off of yesterday's trading range. Is there any other target? I just want to see here. Yeah, based off of the low of bar 3. And the high of, what, bar 29? And the reason I measured that... The reason I measured that was because In Al Brooks's video course, he says not to put stops below higher lows that are not major. It's not a major higher low because, up until here or here, it hasn't yet created a new high. Here it finally created a new high. Okay, fine. But until then, putting your stop here, or even here, just doesn't seem proper. You actually have to put your stop down here, below the low of bar 3. And so that's how I measured this. At least on this, for this measurement here. Now for this measurement here, I thought, okay, that can be a measured move. You can use these measurements, but then you also have to let it, if it does go down, you gotta let it widen your stop. So properties, let's add in 50. So what would that look like? And look at that. That would be 43 and a quarter to maybe 2 points, about 2 points under the low of bar 3. So you'd be looking to scale in, but then I don't know. At that point, you can hope for a trading range, but there's also a chance that it's just going down. But anyways, I did measure with that as well. I'm not sure if that was right to do. So here's the 1R and here's the 2R. Mm-hmm. And looking at this wider measurement from here to here, from the low of bar 3 to the high of bar 29. Didn't catch everything either. Okay. So maybe I was wrong about that. Again, having said that, yeah, this was a proper measured move target, the one that Rose set. And it makes a lot of sense. I wonder if it was just because Al Brooks says that unexpected moves get second legs up. So maybe it's something based off of that. Similar idea where we got this big gap up because of the news of Venezuela. And so following day, we should have a continuation. So like a second leg, which, yeah, one leg, pull back. Leg 2A, 2B. Could be something like that. So that's one idea that I had. If I were to measure this from here, so maybe to go to yeah, so this wouldn't make any sense, really. Yeah, yeah, no, this wouldn't make sense. I mean, four bull bars, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 bars with bull bodies, buy bodies, green bodies, whatever. Yep, still that target wasn't reached. Our high of today was 6991 and 3/4. Yeah. All right. So what I did today was, again, because I'm still learning, I'm still improving, I did a measured move based off of this measurement here. Got a 2R of that, only to see that we were still going a bit higher. And I was like, okay, what's going on? And then I looked in the Al Brooks Discord group and saw Rose had done this measured move. So, good to know, good to learn. I will look into that and see. I'll learn and become better at detecting that early on. I mean, other than that, the price action was, we had pauses, pause here, and it continued upward. But it looked good overall, especially on the 15-minute chart. If you see here, it looked really nice. So there we go. But other than that, it's just good. I mean, another target. Yeah, so again, uh, these are there's more this move I was measuring. But obviously I didn't capture the entire move. I got something, but not the whole thing. I still have the lines here from, I'll just show you this. And that trend line that Rose pointed out for us. So it went above it. So we've gone above it. I'm not really sure what's going to happen with that. So we've broken below it, we've broken above it. I don't know if I should erase this now or if we should still pay attention to it. I'm leaving it on my chart for now. And I don't think there's anything else. I mean, on the daily chart, yeah, we closed pretty high. Very small candle wick on top. I'm not sure what happens tomorrow, but a good bull bar like that, short of any big gaps for whatever reason, this actually looks good for the bulls. I could actually see them reaching up to here, up to these highs. Would we make a new all-time high? I'm not sure. Yeah, is that the current all-time high? I think it is. But anyways, I think that should be all for me today. I'll just go ahead and delete these. And I realize I didn't do too much bar by bar analysis, if any. So I'll see if I can start getting into that at some point. But right now, I just wanted to talk about just the general moves and just general market direction. I mean, I did suspect that with this big up, big down, at first I thought, okay, we might have a trading range here. before we got these higher lows, higher low, and this price action here just tipping us off that, you know, bears or sellers want to get out. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else. If there is, I will make a second recording. For now, anyone watching this video, please give your feedback. Anything, any ideas, anyone more knowledgeable, please tell me like what I'm doing right, what I need to improve on. And that's all for now then. So I will see you guys next time.